Hello, everyone. Alrighty, let me make sure my mic is set. There we go. Sorry, guys. I had my wrong mic setting on for a second. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Carissa. We should be good now. My little soundbar wasn't moving. So sound on TikTok on there, right? I had it still set from our last stream when we had the voiceover on. Alrighty, guys, welcome in here. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We've got the tropics ramping up. We've got severe weather today. We got severe weather tomorrow. We got severe weather the next day. We got severe weather every day. That's not changing at all. Right top of your screen up there displays local satellite imagery with tropical storm Dexter off the east coast, moving northeast out of its way into the Atlantic Ocean. They're not expecting any stuff from that storm there. Let me refresh SPC because it wants to crash. Get that pulled back up there. Awesome sauce. All right. So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to break down all of the lovely stuff that is happening with our lovely, lovely weather world. We do have a lot of stuff to talk about today, as always, here. We're going to start out with the severe weather threat here for today. We'll talk about that, run through that, see what happens with that for a little bit here. Then we'll talk tropics, talk about our overall pattern for the week. We just got a lot going on. Like I said, the weather world is going to be quite a wild one for sure over the next couple of weeks here, as we expect, like I said, potentially the tropics ramping up. So, yes, guys, I have lights. I have lights now. They kind of like shine through my head. It's a little weird just because the way it glows because the sun's out, but I do have lights. I have a whole remote here. I can literally just change the lights. So I'm super, super excited for that, just to kind of have some lights in here so we can do kind of later streams. I'll have those up for game streams, all that kind of stuff. So super exciting there. Okay, let's run through what we're seeing today from the Storm Prediction Center. We just got some watches out here as well for today. Let me get this pulled up. I switched some stuff around, so bear with me, guys. All right, here is the Storm Prediction Center here website for today. We got a couple days of risk zones. We're just going to run through each one. We've got a pretty big marginal risk zone for this afternoon here. This goes from portions of eastern Oregon back up into Idaho, down into Montana, all the way down here into the Central Plains. So a pretty big risk zone today, at least marginal risk-wise. Here we've also got the threat for some damaging winds as well. Here you guys can see the main corridor for higher severe weather potential is going to be pretty much in the yellow shaded area, that level 2 slight risk out of 5. That goes from Great Falls, Montana, back down through southwestern portions of South Dakota, getting into northwestern portions of Nebraska, getting also into portions of northern Texas there, eastern Texas panhandle there as well. We had some stronger storms move through last night. We had some 80+ mile an hour winds. We had a 90 mile an hour severe thunderstorm warning yesterday as well, back into Dodge City, Kansas. So a pretty wild night last night. The good news is we're not looking at wind that significant today. We are going to have a tornado threat today. 2 areas to watch for tornadoes. This goes from south portions of South Dakota back up into northwestern portions of Nebraska, getting into eastern and northeastern portions of Colorado here. And we also have the threat for that small tornado risk back down here into portions of southern Colorado and northwestern Texas panhandle here. So we'll have the all modes severe weather possible here for all of those areas. Wind threat is unhatched today. We aren't looking at any significant winds. We are looking at a 15 and a 5% wind threat today. So that extends from Idaho back down into Montana, and then getting down into the plains here, central and southern plains. And then we do have a hatched hail threat for today. Once again, winds up to 70 miles per hour. The hatched hail threat for today goes from basically southeastern portions of Montana back down here through southwestern portions of South Dakota, getting into Idaho, or not Idaho, getting into Nebraska here, getting into northeastern Colorado and northwestern Kansas, and then another little hatched area here south of that there into Texas, Oklahoma, and southern Colorado here for the threat of hail over 2 inches in diameter. Yeah, the exclamation point today with the tornado risk, a little bit interesting there, just the way that that looks today. So we'll be watching out for that today. Not anything too crazy. Just have a way to get alerts on your phones, know where to go when you get warnings, all of that stuff. We'll look at a timeline on that here in a minute. We get to tomorrow's risk zone, where we do have a marginal and a slight risk for severe weather. Again, here for North Dakota and South Dakota. This goes from eastern Montana back down into those areas there. Once again, we have the chance for wind and hail. The tornado threat is also isolated. I could see we'll see what models do tonight. We're going to do another weather update tonight around 9 p.m. Central Time. Once we do that, we'll see what the overnight model runs do. But I do see some hatched hail threat being potentially on the table for tomorrow. Also could see if we get any line segments going, we could see some stronger wind gusts. But tomorrow looks to be kind of a mediocre day. We'll see what happens. 2% Tor, wind threat at 15 and 5, and the hail threat at 15 and 5. So kind of a medium day for risk zones again. No hatched hail. I know, right? Hopefully we don't get the hatched hail threat, but I could see that happening just given the lapse rates that'll be in place for tomorrow as well. Then we get into the day 3 outlook, and we have another risk zone here, marginal risk again for portions of western Minnesota here, getting back down into portions of South Dakota, North Dakota, and northwestern portions of Iowa here. We'll have the threat for almost a severe weather, really more being wind and hail. And then we get through Thursday and into Friday. Now, right now, we don't have a Thursday outlook. We don't have anything yet. I wouldn't be shocked to see something in the future here. But we do have a day 5. We have our first day 5 out here for Friday here. This is a chance for severe weather 5 days in advance here. That's slight risk level 2, risk out of 5 here. We'll have the threat for almost a severe weather. Could see a little bit more of an uptrended tornado risk here. We're watching South Dakota, North Dakota, getting into portions of western Minnesota. Pretty big day on Friday, I think. We'll be covering in full force on Friday for you guys. We're also going to be talking potentially a landfalling tropical system on Friday here. So we're also watching the threat for a tropical system, and we're going to really be on here more to talk about the tropics over the next couple of days because a lot of stuff's going to be happening. We're watching very closely, potentially for some very, very busy activity next week. I've been hinting at it in my videos here. There is our new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued. Finally got our first watch of the day. We have all 3 mesoscales out. Brand new severe thunderstorm watch out here. This is going to be for portions of eastern Colorado here, northeast Colorado here. We've got western portions of Nebraska here, and northern portions of Kansas and eastern portions of Montana here in that watch till 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Significant wind gusts of up to 75 miles per hour winds are possible. 3-inch diameter hail in a tornado or 2 is possible in that watch box. If you're in that watch box there, that includes, once again, northeastern Colorado, northern portions of Kansas here, getting into western portions of Nebraska, and southeast portions of Montana. Good to see you, Broken Halo, Patty, Justin, as always, good to appreciate my members. Appreciate you as well for hopping in, bud. And Sean, good to see you guys as well. Yes, Tropical Dexter formed in the Atlantic last night. That storm is going to hold on for a couple more days here over in the Atlantic Ocean and then basically weaken. So we're not expecting too much with that. You can see Dexter up on the top right of your screen up there in the Atlantic Ocean spinning its way to the east there. Any hurricanes? We're going to talk about all that. Yeah, we're going to break that down. It's a very, very complex forecast. If you guys watched my video this morning, I kind of talked pretty briefly on it, more briefly, but talked pretty long about it. But we've got a lot of things to watch for. It's very confusing and complex when you're trying to look at systems that are over a week out in advance, maybe 2 weeks out in advance. But we're going to be keeping you guys updated. Not anything concerning or like head scratching or anything to worry about right now, but models are definitely suggesting an uptick possibly with next week's setup here. And we'll talk about what that looks like here in just a second. Good to see you as well in here, Velocity. As always, appreciate you for hopping in stream. Brandy with the heart me and KJ with the gifts as well. I appreciate you guys as always. Alrighty, let's get out of this here. Let's go over and look at our model run for today. Just briefly here, talk about what's going to be happening here for this afternoon. Finally downloaded Radar Omega. Heck yeah, I love that. Radar Omega is so good. They do it does have some flaws to it here and there when things don't work properly or whenever there's some events that are happening where it doesn't show things, but it works pretty well. I really like Radar Omega a lot. I use it a lot for my coverages, so it's worth it, I think. Also, Van, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it also as well. Thank you guys for all the new follows. You guys are freaking awesome as always. Yeah, the hurricane season's waking up. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Here's the outlook for this afternoon. We can see a cluster of storms, some damaging winds up to 75 miles per hour. Couldn't rule out an 80-mile-an-hour wind gust maybe down here towards western Nebraska. Most of these storms are going to be very discrete and capped out, meaning the environment's a little bit, I would say unfavorable, but it is favorable for severe weather. We're just going to have some capping inversion. It's a temperature inversion aloft in the atmosphere that keeps storms from basically initiating. So we're going to be watching out for that very closely today, as always. These storms will eventually work their way east tonight through the overnight hours. We'll see that severe weather threat ramp down here. So I'm not really too concerned about today. Could see a couple tornadoes out there, some weak tornadoes, but other than that, not too much in terms of that. Here's what I want to talk about. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the social media hype. There's people posting model runs that are saying, oh, a major hurricane's coming to Florida. Oh, a major hurricane's coming to, North Carolina. Once again, that's crazy crap. That's crazy talk right there. People are going to post that want to fearmonger and that want to make money off of scaring people. They want to post model runs that are over 200 to 300 hours out that make no absolute sense, that are never going to verify. So be careful of that, guys. When you're looking at other social media posts regarding the weather, there are a lot of false narratives and false people out there that do not want to, they don't care about what your feelings are or to keep you safe. They are here to take your money by you watching their videos and being scared. So just be careful on that. That is not what we are here for. We are here to give accurate, reliable information, and that's what we're going to do. And I'm pretty sure those people won't even cover the events as they're happening. So we love that for those fearmongers out there. But will Augusta, Georgia be safe? You guys are fine from storms. You guys have some general thunderstorms each day, but not anything too crazy right now. Here are the areas that we are watching right now. We've got the Tropics Tropical Storm Dexter up here in the northeastern portions of the Atlantic. This is going to continue to move its way off to the northeast. No United States impacts are expected. This is the first little blob I'm watching, and we're going to have to watch this very, very closely this weekend here. Right now, the National Hurricane Center only has a 30% chance of this developing into a depression or storm, but I think these odds are going to go up. Both the ensembles, the GFS ensembles, and the European ensembles, as well as the dermatistic runs, are both showing a tropical depression at least by Thursday, if not by this Friday here. And then eventually after that, we're going to have to see where this goes. Some models have it going this direction. Most models actually have it going up here into South Carolina and North Carolina, becoming a big rainmaker for the weekend. So we're going to be talking about that a lot, especially once we get a designated low that starts to develop, which could be as soon as Wednesday or as soon as Thursday. We'll see what happens with that. And then you have this. This is probably what you guys are seeing a lot of social media hype about this system right here. And there are European ensembles, there are GFS ensembles, and there are both model runs that are showing some pretty wild scenarios that are in the higher end range, that are well over 200 hours out, as I mentioned, that people are getting fearmongered over and scared over, because you can't, when you're looking at tropical systems, guys, you can't look at really anything over 7 days in advance, really even 5 days in advance, just because it's going to change so quickly. It's a lot harder to predict a system tropical wise 5+ days out in advance than it is to predict severe weather. We can pretty much nail severe weather pretty easily, just because it's based off our jet stream. This is based off a lot of other factors, and right now we don't even have a system that's even quite even developed yet, so it's really impossible to figure out what's going to happen here with this. But I will show you guys, this does have a 50% chance of developing in the next 7 days here. I expect this to more than likely get upgraded to a red Sharpie probably in the next 2 or 3 days, as we start to see some circulation, as well as the system get itself going here. Something we'll just kind of make note of here. We'll keep you guys updated on that. So really 2 areas to watch, and there probably will be, once we get closer to the end of the week here, we'll probably see another area get highlighted for a third wave that will be moving its way off the coast of Africa here in the next couple of days as well. So I wouldn't be shocked to see another wave out there at some point here before the week's over with. What are the odds that we get Aaron? I think the odds are good. I mean, honestly, if this system right here can get itself going, we could have Aaron as soon as Thursday or Friday. If not, it'll be next week. But I think both of these systems have a good chance at potentially becoming something. I don't see this one becoming a hurricane. This would more than likely stay tropical depression, tropical storm status. But the southeastern one will probably be the one that we really need to be concerned about going into next week here. Some models have it going out to sea. Some models have it crashing in the United States as a not great looking hurricane. So like I said, that's where we've got to kind of watch things going into next week. I want to show you guys one thing. These are the water temperatures right now. These are sea surface temperatures, and when you take a look at these sea surface temperatures, it screams rapid intensification, where it screams, all right, like, we're ready for these storms to come, like, here we go, here's the environment. This is a very,
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
There's our other watch. This is a very, very favorable environment, one of the most favorable environments we've had in quite some time here in this area. All the water temperatures are untapped. We've got very, very high above average water temperatures here. The loop currents are ready to go. I mean, everything that you need for a wild tropical system season or tropical storm season or hurricane season is pretty much ready to go. So that's what we're going to be watching here as we go towards August here and into September and October. Like I said, you can't predict a tropical system or a hurricane more than 7 days out. It's just not going to happen. We really can figure that out more than 5 to 7 days out in advance here. So something I'm watching very, very closely here. But when you just look at these sea surface temperatures, you're just like, oh my gosh, the ocean is so warm. And yeah, that's not good, because these storms fuel off of this warm heat in the waters here that we have. So that's one key component to that we're looking at here very, very closely. Another thing that I want to show you guys as well, let me pull this up here. We'll go to the Saharan dust here, and we can start to see Saharan dust is backing up just a little bit. We do still have some dry air out here. So this tropical wave that's moving off right now will be hopefully moving into that Saharan dust would be great, but we don't know if that's going to happen yet or not. Just a lot of time to get itself together. When will we see our first hurricane? I personally think probably by next week. I think the chances of us getting a hurricane next week, even if it's just in the Atlantic Ocean and just crossing that off the list, I think it's very, very much possible going in toward the end of next week. So we're going to be watching next week like crazy. We're going to be watching this week like crazy. We're going to be watching next week like crazy. So I think all scenarios are on the table, but there's a lot of dust out there. But the thing about it is this is more than likely going to clear out as we go towards next week, as our MJO changes and we start to see the hostile conditions in the Atlantic Ocean become a lot less, or a lot more favorable for tropical system development. So those are two things we look at here, just the ocean heat index content, all that stuff here. all that yep, lovely stuff here. And then you have the ensembles. So these are the GEEF ensembles, and this is why I'm a little bit concerned about next week. You've got this tropical wave. I know a lot of you guys, these are what we call spaghetti models. This is what we look at during hurricane season. Pretty keen in on an idea of there being a tropical depression or tropical storm by the end of this week, somewhere here off the east central Atlantic. The problem is going to be, where does this go next week? Where is this going to go? If it develops, when it develops, where is it going to go? Is it going to go toward the United States? Is it going to go down in the Caribbean? Is it going to go out to sea? There are two major factors that are going to play a role in next week's movement of this system, right? And it's all going to be dependent on this lovely high pressure, what we call the Bermuda high. So depending on how strong this high is, if it gets reinforced, if we get a split high pressure that moves off of the east coast here, that's going to help bring the system further to the north, because these lows like to kind of hug in between high pressure systems. Either they'll get pulled with them or they'll get shoved to the south of them. And so right now, if the GFS model or the GEFS ensembles are correct, or the GFS model is correct going into next week, we could see a strong system or hurricane moving its way toward the United States. I can't rule that out. It's 100% a possibility. I think it's a lower end possibility right now, but it's definitely not off the table. Like I said, we're over 10 plus days out. We're just kind of talking. We're just trying to get some information out to you guys, let you guys know, hey, the potential is there for a U.S. landfall next week. It's just we don't know if it's going to happen or not. So that's definitely a possibility. You got a lot of other models that are curving this thing out here to the east. There is a wide range of possibilities. I mean, if you were to take the cone and just issue one, it is a wide range of possibilities next week. I mean, whether it goes to the Caribbean, which probably less likely on the scenario. Most of the ensembles don't support that. But once again, once we get an actual low that develops is when these models will start to really get in range and keen in on what's going to happen. So that's a scenario, and then that's a scenario. I like this scenario a lot more. And the reason why that is because of the European ensembles. The European ensembles don't really show anything going toward the United States. They are very honed in on the idea of this becoming a fish storm, which would be amazing. This would be what we would want to see happen. Not so much this weekend, as we are going to more than likely have a tropical depression or tropical storm going into the weekend here. But we are keen in on potentially having the system next week potentially move its way just out to sea, dependent on how strong our high pressure blocking is. So something I'm watching very, very closely here. Going into next week, we'll have to keep you guys updated on this. We're going to have a live stream every day. We're going to have 2 live streams a day, one mid-afternoon, probably maybe in the morning if I can get one in, and then we'll have one in the overnight hours or evening hours as we kind of see new stuff come in. So like I said, it's a lot. It's very, very hard forecasting these events, as you guys know. It's not like severe weather where we can just say, oh, there's a pattern that's favorable for severe weather. Watch out if you're in this area. But this is something we have to watch for. And this is something you guys are not going to see a lot of other people that post on social media post because they want to scare you and they want to get your money for watching their videos, which is absolutely stupid. But they're not going to show the ensembles because they know that there's other scenarios that are more than likely going to happen. They want to show worst case scenario and the most lowest scenario. So I will show you guys, besides the ensembles, and this is just part of the weather world, this is something we have to show, but going in looking at, let me actually pull this up here for you guys. We'll go to our models here really quickly. This is the latest GFS Dermatistic run, and then I'll show the Euro and we'll kind of go from there. By the way, this is Tropical Storm Dexter, just spinning out in the Atlantic Ocean, doing its thing here. Like I said, not expecting anything too crazy with that there, other than that system to start to weaken. Pressure at 102, so we might see this strengthen just a little bit more here before it eventually weakens. Let's pull up the 12Z GFS run here. We'll go to the North Atlantic here in the tropics. We can talk about what's happening here. And I want you guys to pay attention to those. So this is what we're watching, is this area right out in here through the rest of this week. So we're not expecting any major hurricanes or anything like that in the United States this week. It's next week that we would be watching more towards the end of next week, I would say. What's going to happen is you're going to see this low. You got your first low here that's going to spin up here. That's what we're expecting to happen. Once again, where does it go after this? Well, this is the GFS model run, and it says, hey, we've got a high pressure off the east coast here. Not too strong, but we've also got a stronger high down here. This high is stronger. The Bermuda high is stronger. We're going to keep this low to the south. So it's going to skirt this low to the south and pull it well far westward instead of curling it, which would ultimately not be a good scenario. If we see this track from the GFS and the GFS continues to trend, that's worst case scenario. We get a hurricane or a tropical system or maybe even a major hurricane working its way toward the United States late next week. That's not what we want to see. We don't want to see that. And, you can see the repercussions of what happens when a storm goes into the Gulf. You get a major hurricane almost every time. That's what's going to happen. That's not until Sunday, August 17th. Guys, once again, this is August 17th. This is over 13 days out. This is more than likely a scenario that's not going to happen, but it's the GFS run. It's these models, guys, I want you guys to understand as well. Until we officially get a storm that is physically designated as an invest or a low, these model runs are not going to be able to compute what's going to happen with the fate of this storm. So until we get toward the end of this week, we can sit here and look at model runs all we want and figure out where this is going to go and try to talk about it or be, optimistic. The ensembles are going to show the true story. That's what we look at. Something kind of making note of here as well. And then we're going to, watch it going into next week. If this is still something we're looking at toward the end of the week here, then we'll start to get a little bit more concerned in that 5 to 7 day range. But right now, I think this is just shooting it in the dark here and saying, hey, we're going to get something, down there. That is the GFS run. Now, here's the biggest thing. I want to show you guys this because this is probably something you've seen on social media. Last night was the first time we started seeing the GFS model spit out a major hurricane anywhere. This was last night's run. This was at midnight. Tropical wave stays south, moves up north, and then slams into Florida, and then moves up the northeast. You guys can see that there on the east coast there. So that was last night's scenario. Then you get this morning scenario at the 06Z run. Same scenario here, except this slams into South Carolina and North Carolina as a major hurricane. That was this morning's scenario. You get to this afternoon scenario at the lunchtime update on the GFS here, and it's back to Louisiana. So you guys have seen the last 4 runs over the last four runs, and not even less than 12 to 18 hours here. We've got 4 different scenarios here with the GFS. So what I'm getting at here is, we're talking, one model showing a landfall in Louisiana, one showing, a landfall in North Carolina, one showing one in Florida. It's all over the place. We have no idea what's going to happen, guys. That's what I'm getting at, is there's no certainty on what this storm is going to do until it officially develops at the end of this week and going towards next week. So we can sit here and look at model runs all we want, but it's not going to do us any good. It's not going to help us out, and it's not going to tell us where this is going to go. That's what I'm getting at. So if you're, sitting here and you're looking at model runs by yourself and you're like, oh, is this going to Louisiana? It's time for me to freak out. No, it's not, because this is more than likely not going to validate. I'm here to tell you guys that. What we want to go off of is our ensembles. Our ensembles, both the European and the GFS. This is a more likely scenario next week. We see this storm more than likely to become a fish storm. There still is a chance that it gets pulled to the south. It depends on that high pressure system up here in Bermuda and what it does. So, like I said, guys, when you're checking social media and you're seeing other people post stuff about this, they're probably posting information that's not correct, because you're not supposed to go off of just one model run. There are a million model runs. There are a million ensembles. What you do is you average those out, and then you get a forecast. And like I said, until we get a named storm or a low pressure system that develops at the end of this week, these computer models are going to be all over the place. So it does not matter right now what these models are outputting, because it is 1, over 10 days out, and 2, we don't have a named storm. So if you want to believe your Fantasyland model runs, then so be it. I'm here to tell you those are probably not going to verify. Now, if we start getting these model runs next week, when we have an actual name system out there, or we have a low that's designated, then we'll talk and we'll get concerned about it. But right now, I'm not too concerned about a landfalling storm next week anywhere in the United States. Right now, I'd be more concerned about the ensembles agreeing on a fish storm than anything else. So that's what we're getting at right now. And then you get to the La La Land world here, where you get the European model doing some crap like this. Yeah, the European did not decide to follow the trends, and this is why I was like, oh shoot. Here goes the European model run, the 12Z this afternoon, taking this tropical wave and blowing it up into a Cat 5 hurricane headed towards Florida. Once again, I want you guys to see something here. You guys see this, right? Cat 5 hurricane going towards Florida. Do you see the timeline? This is over 360 hours out. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We are talking over almost 2.5 weeks out on a model run. This is never going to verify, and it never will. So you will probably see people post this today and say, oh, a Cat 5 hurricane's headed towards Florida because they see one model run. This is absolutely false. It's fear-mongering, it's invalid, and it's not okay to post. So if you see that stuff, I would either report it or, block that person, because they're clearly not here to give you guys reliable weather information. And that's what a lot of people are going to do this time of the year, because they can make money off of it, and they can scare you off of it and give you false information. And people will buy into that crap, trust me. So right now, looking at dermatistic runs, just not a thing. Like I said, our ensembles are going to be our best friends for the time being until we get to that point where we have a designated low, or we have a named storm and a cone potentially on its way. Now, what I'm saying here is the National Hurricane Center did do their updates at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and originally we had this a little bit further to the north. So what they did with the latest update on the system for next week is they did pull this further to the south here to account for the GEFS ensembles as well as the GFS ensembles. It's just, where is this going to go next week is the biggest question. And like I said, we will not know that answer until the weekend gets here of next weekend. So we're talking in the next 5 to 6 days. If this is still trending, then I'll start to maybe say, hey, like, we may actually be looking at a serious system next week. But that's the thing about hurricane season, guys. It sucks waiting last minute to figure things out, but I would rather wait last minute to figure things out than hit the panic button early and then tell people something's coming and nothing ever happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different than severe weather. I did this last year, and it sucks. It sucks. Trust me. I'm not a fan of it. So, yeah, Caroline, I feel you, girl. The first thing I saw this morning when I woke up this morning and I saw the GFS run and I saw that going into South Carolina, North Carolina, I said, oh shit, here we go again. But hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully you guys will be okay. Like I said, what we are watching first, this is, pay this no attention right now. This is going to be next week. This is what we need to be watching this week. We got a 30% chance of a tropical depression or tropical storm developing off the East Coast by Friday. Most models do have this moving off here by Friday. I'm actually going to zoom in and we'll show the ensembles here. Let me pull this up. Hold on just 1 second. I may have to go update this again. Bear with me, guys, for just a moment. This is what we're watching here. So these are our ensembles for the European for this weekend's event. What's up, Ashley? Good to see you. Yeah, so these are the ensembles for this weekend, all right? We can see we've got a pretty good amount of models here suggesting a tropical depression or tropical storm developing, kind of in that weaker category here, kind of like what we have with Dexter sitting out over right now. So there's a really good chance by Friday or Saturday this weekend, guys, we're covering our first system making landfall in this area this year, other than, Chantel back in on the 4th of July. So what I'm getting at is if you're on the East Coast this weekend, you need to be weather aware. You need to be smart here. Florida all the way up to North Carolina, rip currents are going to be rough. We're going to have probably a little bit of storm surge here, probably about 1 to 3 feet of storm surge probably this weekend, depending on which track this takes. Some of these models do show a stronger tropical system around the 50 to 60 mile an hour range later on this weekend. So this is something I'm watching first. We got about 4 to 5 days before this becomes potentially a named storm. May develop, may not develop. That's still very low odds. But if we start to see NHC pull the plug and go ahead and issue those higher up categories, that's what we're going to be watching out for. So you got a million little lines in here. Basically what I'm getting at is we're more than likely going to have probably a named storm by the end of this weekend somewhere off the East Coast. And what this will do is it will move back inland here off the coast of North Carolina and South Carolina. So if you're in North Carolina, if you're in South Carolina, you're going to have a rainy weekend in front of you coming up here. You're going to have a lot of storms out there, and you're going to probably have a landfalling tropical system. So that's what I'm getting at as we go toward the weekend here. It's going to be a pretty long weekend. So we'll be keeping you guys updated with that there. I think the GFS ensembles also still show that as well. We'll pull this up. I believe this is the latest runs. And yes, the GEFS ensembles also do have a pretty good amount of consistency here with showing a tropical depression or at least tropical storm toward the weekend here. So we're going to have a lot to talk about as we get closer to these events happening. We will have more information for this as always for you guys. Will there be a tornado risk for the tropical storm, Aiden? Is that what you mean? Or for the tropical system? If this does get dirty side loaded, it will, yes. Meaning if we have all of our convection on the right side, there will be, yes. Absolutely 100%. It'll probably be a low to medium threat, but we're going to be on here covering this event for you guys, so I'm not too worried about it. Alabama weather forecast, you guys should be sunny and dry. Not too much. You might have a general thunderstorm here and there, but I don't expect much for you guys. Not much this week. So that's our dermatistic, or not our dermatistic, that's our ensemble runs here, and then you can get into the next week and we'll see what happens after that. So like I said, it's a lot of different model runs that are showing a lot of different things going into next week, and that's the biggest thing that we have to watch out for. So is that model consistency. You can't just go off of one model run. You've got to go off of you can't buy this crap. This is not okay to buy. I don't believe that. And actually, you know what we can do? Let's do this here. Let me do the, hold on a second, see if EPS is showing here. Is this the updated EPS? Okay, I think it is. So this is the updated European ensembles. Yeah, so the European ensembles don't even know what to do with this either next week. It's a whole mess. It's a whole flipping mess. Let me look at the global. It's such a gnarly pattern. Like, we're just going to go from nothing to something. So here's our tropical wave late at the end of this week. Got to be watching that here. You got some ensembles also showing this weekend system. So that's what we're watching there. And then we're going to uptick it here a little bit more. Zoom out here. There it goes. There it goes. It's so interesting to watch the high pressure try to move these around here. So this would be our tropical system next Saturday, coming up here on the 9th of August. And then this is where it's interesting to watch. So I would say by the time we get into the weekend, closer to Thursday and Friday, we'll have a lot better of an idea on what this is going to do next week. That's what I'm watching for. You can clearly see the ensembles do what they want to do with this. And then after that, there's just a lot of uncertainty on what's going to happen. So, yeah. Is Central Texas going to be getting any more rain soon? As of right now, no, not expecting anything, no. And that's actually another thing that I do need to talk about with you guys is those rainfall totals. Let me pull those up. I want to go to the East Coast here for just a moment. We are now getting our 18Z GFS run in, so we're gonna watch this come in for a few minutes too and see what's up with this. Sean, I don't have a way to look at that on satellite imagery. All I know is, let me pull it up here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, I do. Henrietta is a tropical storm at 45 miles per hour, and then we're going to have another one coming in behind it there. The cone is actually expected. Is this going towards Hawaii? This might get closer to Hawaii here. We're going to have to watch. It's not expected to become a hurricane. By Saturday, this will be getting closer to the east island of Hawaii, so we're going to have to watch. We'll have to watch that now. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Low-end tropical storm with that. Yeah, Austin, I know you're thinking what I'm thinking too, dude. I'm watching this very closely for next week. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. It makes me a little bit nervous for the people there. So I'm hoping the European ensembles are right and this thing can get yanked out as a fish storm. And the GFS loses on this because this will be kind of worst case scenario if that were to happen. I'm not a fan of it. We're gonna see what the Happy Hour 18Z GFS does as this model run comes in currently right now. So we'll see how this plays out this weekend, guys. Like I said, we're not expecting, any major hurricane or anything this weekend. Next weekend might change things up a little bit, but hopefully that's not the case. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I know you guys are gonna have a busy weekend this weekend too. That's for sure as well with that system coming in. That's gonna be on Friday, so we could be looking at a landfall as soon as Friday, Saturday. I don't think NHC either also has. Do they have? Where did I put that at? They just say by the weekend here before it moves northwest. Dexter is still cranking. Look at Dexter. Dexter is going to be all the way up here south of Greenland by Saturday. That's impressive. We're going to be booking it. So, guys, we'll have a pretty major update tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time. We'll have our OOZ ensembles in. We'll have our dermatistic runs in as well. We got a lot of things to look at tonight. So this is just a brief weather update for you guys here for a little bit. I'm going to get off here in just a little bit so I can get some stuff done. But we'll have a full no other breakdown tonight. It'll be a lot longer of a breakdown tonight. Once we get some new model information in, we'll be covering some storms as well. I think we got a couple severe thunderstorm warnings out there. We do. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings over here in western Montana for some wind and for some hail there in Phillipsburg. But yeah, I'm very curious to see how both of these play out this week. That's for sure. Will be very interesting. If I don't stop getting text messages for pizza ads, I'm gonna flip out. Jesus. So we'll be watching the storms today, seeing what happens down here as well. Got a little storm down here near Fort Morgan. I keep getting freaking Domino's pizza ads. It's stupid. Be interested to see the 8 o'clock update tonight as well. That's the biggest thing that I'm waiting for. I want to see what the GFS does. I really do. I want to see what the GFS does with this tropical wave. It does look like that, Justin. I agree with you on that. You should be pretty good. Did an ad pop up, Michelle? I'm sorry. I can't help that at all. That's YouTube for you or TikTok. All right, so we're going to watch this tropical wave and see where this goes. I'm going to see if it's on. Well, there ain't much left of this system. The remnants of a Crosa. Ain't much left of that. There's Henrietta. I could see Henrietta maybe becoming a hurricane. We'll see. Spiral dude in chat, you gotta chill out, dude. You gotta chill out or I will mute you. Don't argue with my weather team in the chat. I'll mute you and block you in a heartbeat, dude. I do not care. Oh, you have abs when you're looking at something. Oh, that's what you were talking about. That's what you're talking about. All right, so we're going to just kind of wait here because I'm curious to see what this 18Z GFS does. I'm pretty sure it's going to knock out a pretty wild scenario as it typically does. So this is our little tropical wave for next week. Any developments that can knock... yeah, I mean, we're watching... This is the main one here. This is what I was just telling you guys here. If you're in North Carolina or South Carolina or on Georgia or Florida coastline here, no pun intended there, we're watching this little area here this weekend. Could become a tropical depression or tropical storm. I think it's more than likely going to be, just given the ensembles that we're seeing right now. We'll know more in the next day or two here, but this is the main one for next week. We're talking the 10th and beyond here of August is the one that I'm watching here. If this were to go west, it's like worst case scenario. If this gets pulled out to the northeast, then we're gonna be doing okay with that. But we want to see this. We don't want to see that. We don't want that. Okay, that's not the scenario we want to see. So, yeah, there's that too with school starting. There's that option too. So hopefully we can escape this one. Both of these would be great, but I don't like what this is doing. But we'll know more on this in a little bit. What's the difference between a tropical storm and a hurricane? Just the wind field. The wind field's a lot stronger. Wind field, storm surge, size of the storm. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I want to go back to this again because we look at the water temperatures, and I'll show you guys this again here. Hold on. The reason why we would get a big storm is because of this. This is the reason why. If we get a tropical storm or tropical wave in any fashion or form heading this direction, these water temperatures, guys, are just hostile. It is so warm. You're talking water temperatures off the west side of Florida here in the 80s and 90s. This would allow for a storm to rapidly intensify like that. We're talking, you know, Cat 1 to Cat 3, Cat 4 status instantly. So that's what I'm concerned about, is getting a tropical wave in this environment. If hopefully we can keep these storms to the north, that Bermuda high will do its job and pull it to the north, but I'm not banking on it right now. We've got a whole slate of GFS ensembles now, you know, going south. And once these European ensembles come in for this afternoon into tonight, that's when we're really going to start to see if things are shifting, because the European ensemble, or not the ensemble, but the European dermatistic run this afternoon put a Cat 5 in Florida. In like 2 weeks, which granted is well out of the world there, but we're in La La Land at that point. But it's concerning because we're starting to see a little bit of a trend south, and I don't like that, because that trend south means that United States impacts are going to be more potentially there. So, curious as how the GFS shows a possible hurricane barreling towards the South Carolina coast by mid-August. Yeah, it's not anymore. The afternoon run put it in Louisiana, so that's what I'm getting at, guys. I'll show this to you guys again so you guys can understand what we're looking at here. Let me pull this because we're getting the new 18Z in right now. Let's pull this back up. So I'll start with the run from last night, okay? I'll show you guys the midnight run. This was the midnight run last night of the GFS. So this is the first time we saw this happen. Midnight run put a Cat 3, Cat 4 hurricane in Daytona Beach last night on August 16th. You wake up this morning, you look at the GFS run, it puts it in South Carolina. So we've already got 2 different landfalls in 2 different runs. You get to this afternoon's run, guess where it puts it? Guess where it puts it? Ready? Louisiana. So this is why you cannot trust dermatistic model runs, guys. You cannot. This morning's run, last night's run, this afternoon's run. And the 4th run is getting ready to come in right now. So we have no idea in hell what is going to happen with this wave next week until, like I said earlier, until it gets defined as a low pressure system, until it officially starts to get itself together, or until we get into that 7-day range. So it is all over the board, and that's the tropics for you guys. You can't forecast a tropical system or a hurricane really more than 7 days out if you're getting lucky at that point. So, well, and that's also true. Yeah, so a lot of the times, like for instance with Katrina, when Katrina happened back in 2005, it basically came in through Florida here and then went back out and went over to Louisiana. So a double landfall wouldn't be good. No, it wouldn't be. So, I mean, you're talking kind of, worst case scenario at that point. And, we're in La La Land at this point here. We're going to see what this 18Z GFS does, though, because typically this is our happy hour run. So, this is the new run that's coming in right now. We're getting fresh, new, raw data in right now, okay? We're going to see if this trends north. We'll get the ensembles in tonight as well. We're going to have a major, major update tonight, guys. So, make sure y'all come back to this stream tonight around 9:30 p.m. Central Time. This is our tropical wave that we are watching for next week's storm. Yes, it's already out there. It takes time for this to get going here, so we're watching that. I'm also watching, I believe, let me pull back up the other one. Hold on just a second here. Let me get tropical tidbits pulled back up so I can make sure I'm checking the other area. Watching the East Coast and that. All right, well, it's not going to show that, so I'll have to show the other one. Yeah, tropics and hurricane season, guys, is very complex. That's why I'm telling you guys, you need to be very, very careful what you guys see on social media, because there's people out there that only do weather coverage or hurricane coverage during hurricane season because they fearmonger and scare people. There are going to be people on social media. I just did a video about it, talking about it yesterday. There are going to be people on social media that just post the wild out-of-pocket scenario model runs that are over 200 to 300 hours out to scare you guys to take your money and all that shit. Don't do that. Don't buy into that. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. If they're not showing ensembles or every other scenario outside of that, then they're not a reliable, trusted weather coverage person. So do not listen to that bullcrap. There are a lot of them on TikTok. It does happen. So just be mindful of that. So we're just kind of waiting for this new run to come in here, see what this wave decides to do. Kind of go from there. So it looks to be that the GFS almost has a tropical depression by Wednesday, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. So this would be our wave that we're watching out here in the Atlantic. This would be this wave right here. So that's what we're seeing here. I'm very interested to see if they go red Sharpie with this tonight. Let me see if we've got any type of convection ongoing up here too. Nope, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Hold on here. We're going to go and see if we've got satellite data on this storm yet. Let's see here. We'll go over here. I don't think we're going to be able to see much just because... Oh, we do have it. There it is. Yeah, so this wave's not quite yet there. It's I think that is our wave. That is our wave right there. There's not much convection with it. It's kind of just looks like a bunch of clouds right now. So it's not very impressive looking right now. And then we're going to get that second wave that's going to be coming off behind it. So we'll have to... We're just watching, guys. It's really what we're doing, is just kind of watching at this point, seeing what's going to happen. Interesting how the GFS, the 18Z, is keeping it a little bit further to the south on this run. Southeast coast already has lots of rain. It does. You guys don't need any more, too. So if we get a hurricane or tropical storm coming into you guys are going to get some rain this weekend. That's what I was going to talk to you guys about. You guys are going to get some rain this weekend here. Let me get that pulled up. Let's go 12Z, since just a little bit better. Yeah, these QPF totals, I was looking at them earlier this morning. It's a pretty decent rainfall through next Monday. So you're talking, I mean, this would not be great. 6 inches of rainfall in South Carolina there, up near Greenville, Spartanburg area. That would not be good. And you got a 1 to 3 inch ratio here. It's going to be a soggy weekend if you're in the Southeast. Pretty decent rainfall totals. So there's just a lot of things that go into this. As you guys know, weather is complex. It's hard to figure out sometimes. You want to believe certain things, but you can't believe it because it's not confidentially wise there. God forbid the 12Z is right and we get 20 inches of rain in Louisiana. That's suck ass. I hope that does not verify. That would be something, but that's the latest on that GFS run. If you guys got any questions, any hurricane related questions, anything, I don't know exactly, like I said, what's going to happen. I know Blondie was going to say something. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with this yet. No Met knows, no any other weather person knows what's going to happen with this next week or this week yet. But if you guys have questions regarding like anything tropical wise, if you want to learn something, let me know. I can answer some questions on that. I'm just going to watch this come in here. I'm curious to see what fantasy or land runs we get tonight. Typically the 18Z GFS is known for that. So the 18Z, the 18Z has a tropical storm by Wednesday afternoon. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So this is basically developing in 2 days. I'm very curious to see if this verifies. We could get some answers here pretty soon, hopefully, if this were to start, moving. Did the 12Z show this? What would a Cat 5 look like? I'll show you, because the European did that today. The European did that exact scenario today, actually. If you would like to know what a Cat 5 hurricane looks like on a model run, I will show you gladly, but this is a scenario that's probably not going to happen. Yep, the European did it at the end of the run today. Let me zoom in here. Hold on. This was our 12Z Euro today. Right there. 923 Cat 5. Just crazy. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit further more here so you guys can see. There we go. But here's the deal, guys. Once again, how far is this out? This is August 19th. This is not going to verify. It is August 4th. Sorry, this is the end of a model run. If you believe the end of a model run, you're in cuckoo land. You're crazy. It's not going to happen. I mean, this is as crazy as this sounds, this is not going to verify. Not going to happen at all. I mean that like full-heartedly. But we're watching. We're watching though. So that's going to be the biggest thing. It said it's not like simple severe weather where you can just forecast it so many days out. Yeah, guys, once again, I got new lights in the room. I installed these last night, so. So. That's the lovely nature of our world. They look sick. Yeah, they do. Here was this is even more impressive when you get these model runs that do this. Look at this thing. I mean, it just, look at it. That'd be something. That would be something, guys. Once again, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It's not. It's 360 hours out. It's not gonna happen. But I was showing that for a teaching moment. You guys were looking at a Cat 5 hurricane on a model run, so. Once again, until here's the biggest thing, guys. And if you want to believe me or if you don't believe me, I'm not here to please everybody, but I'm giving you the legit meteorological breakdown, okay? We cannot forecast a tropical storm or hurricane until a designated low has been issued, meaning until this storm is either about to be named or it has been given an invest by the National Hurricane Center. All of these magical model runs that you guys are seeing mean absolutely nothing. It is pointless. You could sit here and look at this all day long and say, oh, I'm going to put odds on where this is going to go. Where's it going to go? None of them will verify until we have a consolidated low pressure with something to go off of. There is no starting point. We don't have a starting point. So until we get to about Wednesday or Thursday this week and we actually get a low that develops here, we are watching for, that is when we start to watch this very, very closely. But until that happens, we're in la-la land. So that's what I want you guys to understand. It's not like severe weather where we can just sit here and look at a trough or look at a pattern. Yeah, it's just wild. Aiden, you're wild, dude. You're wild. You would bet 200 on a euro and lose it too, probably. So my job, guys, is to sit here and stare at this stuff all day long until we get some answers. And when we get those answers, I will relay that to you guys and you guys will be good to go. So if you guys need weather coverage, here's how this works on my channel. We talk about these storms before they happen, when they happen, and after they happen. So we will be here for any landfalling storm coverages. We cover them wall to wall. I sit on stream for over 18 to 24 hours and cover storms as they landfall. I cover them all day until they landfall and after they are done with. So if you guys need that weather coverage, that is what I do. That is what my team does. And we will be here all season long covering this for you guys. And tornado warnings. Any tornado warnings right now? No, not right now, no. We don't have any warnings right now. But that is what we are here to do. We are here to keep you guys safe, and that's what we will do. Hold on one second. Okay, never mind. I was on the phone. Sorry, guys. Can I show the SPC outlook for the week? Absolutely, yes, I can. So we do have some watches out for this afternoon here across portions of the plains. Currently, right now, I love you, Kendall. You're awesome. What we are watching right now for today, we have a chance for damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour in the dark green and in the yellow shaded areas. We've also got the chance for an isolated tornado risk today for southern portions of South Dakota, getting into North Dakota, northeastern Colorado, and northwestern Nebraska. We've also got a small tornado risk as well back down here in North Texas, southern portions of Colorado, and eastern portions of New Mexico, and western portions of Oklahoma. And then the hail threat is hatched today as well, meaning we can see hail over 2 inches in diameter. So isolated scattered storms out there today. I don't expect anything super crazy to happen today. We'll keep you guys updated on that. Tomorrow's risk will shift up here into the upper plains, where we will have an all-hazard severe weather episode tomorrow, meaning damaging winds up to 70, large hail up to 2 inches in diameter, and we'll be looking at an isolated tornado threat confined to South Dakota and North Dakota tomorrow as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. We'll be on here doing more of the coverage talk tomorrow here as well. And then we're also going to have a day 3 outlook as well. This is going to be for Wednesday. Severe weather again, Minnesota down toward the northern and central plains here. All hazards possible. Probably will get a slight risk upgrade at some point for Wednesday. Thursday, we don't have anything right now. I'm watching. Friday looks to be the pick day of the week. We do have, hold on guys. Sorry, all row called for a minute. Okay, as I was saying here, for Friday, we have a chance for some stronger to significant severe weather here. I do think Friday will be our main day of the weekend, as we will see a trough moving through here. We'll have the chance for some damaging winds, some large hail, maybe even a couple of tornadoes, possibly as well. And I was looking at the troughing pattern as well. And I want to show you guys this because this looks beautiful for our troughing up here going into the weekend. Let me zoom back out here and you guys can see this. Let me pull up that latest Euro track. Euro was doing a little bit better with this earlier. Oh, where's it at? So, yeah, I don't like to see this. This is for Friday's setup. We'll go Friday afternoon here across this area. Here's our low-level jet is ejecting here. So, a positively tilted trough coming in on Friday, allowing for a pretty strong southwesterly flow, a chance of all hazards of severe weather. We'll have the chance for a couple tornadoes, some large hail damaging winds, Dakotas, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa. And then getting into Saturday here, the European model really liking the idea of a more bullish trough on Saturday with a negative tilt. Could give us a little bit of a tornado outbreak up into northern Canada here, or southern Canada, and then back down here into Minnesota, Wisconsin with a little bit lower threat, but more up in the terms of damaging winds and hail. So we got a pretty busy week, guys, in terms of watching the tropics. We will more than likely be talking about a landfalling tropical system at this time too this weekend. And then we get into next week, and I want you guys to see this. Next week looks boring. Other than watching the tropical wave down in the Atlantic, it looks like we may potentially have no severe weather next weekend at all anywhere, which would be a first. I don't think I've seen a pattern like this set up at all quite yet this year. This would be a miraculous miracle if this were to verify next week. Would be wild, for sure. The jet stream is just well far to the north. we would have no severe weather for much of next week, maybe up into far northern Minnesota, if anything, and then it'll come right back again toward the end of the week. So we'll be watching that, and we'll be watching for a thing on the bottom of the screen down there. That's all I'm going to say on that. We'll be watching for a thing, but that's over 300 hours out. So let me go back to our GFS model here. So here is the GFS trying to spin up a tropical system off the East Coast this weekend. Still not quite yet there. I think the models are struggling with this just because it's so close to the land here. So if anything crazy happens, we'll keep you guys updated with that as always there. Let me go back to the tropical system here. There it is. This is what we're watching next weekend, guys. This is the area that we're watching. This little booger right here. This would be on Friday. It's still well out here into the Atlantic Ocean. So that's going to be the biggest thing. Where does this go? And I'm wondering if the GFS is going to take it north now. That would be awesome if it took it north. So believe it or not, this is what could become our first hurricane of the year. Next week. We will see what happens. We're just going to watch this update come in right here. So that was the jet stream. That was our jet stream that controls our highs, our lows, our shear in the atmosphere, gives us our severe weather setups. So very important to severe weather to have that happen. You can still see Dexter sitting out here too. So did we get a shift in our 12Z and our 18Z again? I'm looking at it. It's so weird watching these waves. You guys gotta be patient in the chat. Callie, you gotta be patient. If your question's been answered already, then I'm sorry. They will not answer it again. And I'm pretty sure there wasn't a question answered. There wasn't one. You guys gotta be patient in the chat. Jesus Christ. What are y'all gonna do in the chat when we're covering a hurricane and there's over 1,000 people? Because I'm telling you guys right now, I typically get about 3,000 plus viewers when we're covering a landfalling hurricane. Y'all are going to flip out in chat when your questions don't get answered. How far out do forecasts work? 5 to 7 days, Maddie. I'm telling you right now, not even a 40-degree meteorologist can track a tropical storm or hurricane over 7 days out. It's just impossible. There's too much margin for error. So we won't know if a system's coming toward the United States until the end of this weekend coming up. Just too much of an error. I appreciate you, DC Dad, as always, bud. I appreciate you for hopping in. I might do that tonight, Adam. This is more of a serious stream. You did not ask a question, Callie. I did not see it. It did not go through. Yeah, there's no question in the comment section at all here from you at all. Yeah, if you're in a tornado threat for today in either the northern or central plains, it's a very low-end threat today. It's very, very slim odds that you get a tornado today. Just be mindful. Just be weather aware. Just be smart. Know where to go if you get warnings. When it comes to the rest of this week's setups, we'll know more in the future. I don't know too much on those setups yet. Did your cookies get replaced? I got some to make, and I bought some, so technically yes. Technically yes. Josh, we're getting close to where I can answer that, but it'll be about another 2 weeks. What do you have that's going on at that time and that day? I'm so curious, because you've asked me that for like a week now. I'm so curious. Alrighty, guys, so it looks to be Friday or Saturday. We will have a landfalling invest or tropical depression somewhere.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
I'll get to that here in a second. Over here into either Florida, Georgia, or South Carolina. So that's what we're watching for the weekend. And here still is our tropical wave. It looks like it disappeared, but it has not disappeared. It will come back, I promise. The 18Z is known for this garbage. It does this all the time, literally. I appreciate you, DC, as always, bud. Oh, you'll be tailgating. Yeah, I'll know that answer in about 2 weeks. Come back in 2 weeks and ask me that question. And there's Jenny Purr. Do you want to say hi to your fans? Is that what you want? Georgia's not in a watch right now. Just we're watching for a tropical system late this weekend, potentially. She's a little wiener. This is Jenny Purr. She's a cutie patootie. Stop making biscuits on the computer. Where potentially would it? I mean, you've got a lot of areas. Jesus, I don't even know where to start. So first off, the tropical system for this coming up weekend, this coming Friday and Saturday, this is where it's going to be at. It's going to be on the East Coast. It's a very weak system. It's not going to probably be anything crazy at all. Maybe a weak tropical depression or tropical storm. Going to bring some rain, some thunderstorms, some little bit of wind to the East Coast this weekend. If you're in the South Coast, Southeast this weekend, it's going to be a mess. So just be mindful of that. As far as next weekend goes, I have no idea. I don't know. It won't be Texas. It should not be Texas. There won't be a way. Come on, rain in San Marcos, Texas. You guys get some rain down there for sure. The thunderstorms are potential down there. So the GFS model still wants to take a west track. This is the new update that's coming in right now. So we've got raw information coming in. Thank God Canada's getting rain. I know they needed it bad up there. They needed it bad with the fires up there. Super, super bad. So we'll have a landfalling tropical system this weekend. We've got a busy weekend, guys. We're going to be doing lots of weather coverage this weekend on Saturday and on Sunday both. So we'll have a landfalling system Saturday, Friday night and Saturday here. Very weak system. And then we've got the next one coming in on Saturday. So I think personally by Friday, or Thursday or Friday this week, we'll have an idea on what this is going to potentially do. It's just, like I said, watching the models. Like I said, what would be nice is if the European model is right and this goes this direction. That would be what we want to see. The GFS, for whatever reason, just hasn't made out for the East Coast. I don't know why, but it does. This is what we want to see. This is what we don't want to see. Oh, that's exciting now. Happy early birthday to you. That's super exciting. Make sure you guys come back tonight for my stream at 9:30 Central Time for another weather update. Homegrown system off the East Coast, very, very weak if it does develop. Very, very weak.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
They're going to keep issuing these watches today. Yeah, we're going to get lots of rain on the coast this weekend. I don't like that for you guys. Lots of rain coming. This is the strongest I think I've seen the GFS model pull this system this weekend. Hold on a second. Yeah, they've got this thing dropping down to 110. It's not very impressive looking, but that's what we're watching for this weekend, guys. Basically some rain in the southeast. Not a lot. Texas, you guys should mostly be good. Some general thunderstorms, not anything too crazy. Would bring that inland there. A little bit of a weak storm. The water temps are supportive, though, for storms. I mean, you can see it there. That would be this weekend. So we'll probably have a tornado threat on the southeast coastline this weekend.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
Hold on one second. All right. So we're going to stay on here for just a little bit longer just to see what this model run does. I'm just curious. This is the wave still that we're watching right here. Doesn't look like much. It'll get over here into this environment. Got another wave behind it. Tropical Storm Dexter is still going to be way up here. That's going to be going over in this direction. The sweet love of hurricane, guys. Who loves hurricane season? Can I get some love in the chat for hurricane season? I know y'all just love it. Would Justin, it's crazy too because I got asked that question by my weather team. No, I got asked that question by my cousin this morning. Would you rather have a hurricane or a tornado in your backyard? A hurricane, just because tornadoes do destruction over a local period of. I would not want to be in a tornado. Sorry. No, we gotta love hurricane season, right, guys? It's crazy. Jenny Purse, stop making biscuits on the computer. Why are you pitching a fit? Go. Shithead. Oh, man. Kendall said nope, not at all. I like hurricane season because I like to watch storms just go. It's so crazy to watch satellite imagery. But I hate what it does when it gets inland. So once again, does everybody know where it's at, right? So we're watching the new GFS model. This is now at Sunday, this coming up Sunday here. Can anybody tell me where they see it at? Does anybody know where the wave is at? I'm just curious. Can we all read models today? Can anybody figure out where it's at? Oh, man. This is going to be a long, fun weekend. The blob right there. Theoretically, if you had to bet on a landfall this year, what would you say? The East Coast, probably. It's just more favorable this year. The Gulf is very, very warm, but with these storms being more potent and coming out of our MJO, or our major development region, or MDO, I guess is the word you can use it as, this would be more of a likely scenario, I think, this year, just given where we're seeing things at. I think we'll have to watch this area toward the end of the season, but we'll see what happens. The East Coast would probably be my favorite this year, just given the way the storms are coming off of. We didn't have a lot of storms last year that came off the Africa coastline. Most of our storms, Helene and Milton, started in the Gulf and in the Caribbean. We didn't have really any storms other than Beryl last year that long tracked off the coast of Africa. Beryl was awful. I hated covering Beryl. It was awful. I will get with her after this then, Josh. So, oh, there it is. There's our tropical wave right there. Now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to zoom in. There's going to be two things that happen here. I'm going to go to tropical tidbits so you guys can see. Oh, shucks. It won't let me do it that way. Hold on. Hold on a minute. There we go. All right, there's our wave right there. This is next Sunday. So this model run is simulating this here next Sunday. This is where our wave is going to be at. Is this going to develop, or what is it going to do? It's probably going to develop. We're probably about to watch this thing trend right back to where the 6Z did this morning. I have a feeling this run's going to take it to South Carolina. I'm just going to guess. It's either they're going to go this direction or it's going to go this direction. I don't know which one that's going to be yet, but we'll see. Gotta love watching model runs. It's amazing. So this model run has this very close to the Bahamas by this coming Sunday. So we should have more information well before then. I think we'll be looking at a named storm by Thursday or Friday. More than likely. If this were to be a correct scenario, because this is it right here, and that's Florida. Doesn't give you guys a lot of time either, which is what's crazy. I'm trying to get these ensembles and forecasts nailed pretty quickly. That way I can give you guys updates as soon as they happen. I don't want to let anybody know last minute when this stuff's coming. There's our second wave that popped up. There's that new severe thunderstorm watch for northwestern Texas, southeastern Colorado, and eastern New Mexico. We'll be on E. It'll be Aaron as the next name because Dexter's already ongoing. You think it'll be strong? Probably, just given the atmosphere conditions that we have with this. This is a slow updating model, so it typically takes some time. Also, if you guys have not subscribed to me over on my YT channel, make sure you guys do that as well. We'll be moving over to YouTube full time in March of 2026. That's where all the live streams will be at. I'll still post videos on TikTok, but that's where all the live streams will be at. So if you would like to keep up with me, Mesomat is also my name on the YouTube channel. Who's ready to start talking about winter weather? Honestly, I am. I'm ready for it. Let's go. Bring it on. So here's our wave by next Sunday night. Thank you, Meg. I appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you guys head over there. We got 12 more subs away from 3.4K over there. Oh, well, look at that. I wonder if the National Hurricane Center is going to add another blob tonight. And I bet this will get upgraded to a 40% chance. I bet they'll upgrade this to orange tonight. How much y'all want to bet we get an orange blob tonight? It'll probably happen. Hold on one second, y'all. Is Ward County, North Dakota getting a bad storm tomorrow? You'll have the chance for wind, hail, and a brief isolated tornado tomorrow. Very, very brief. Oh, here it goes. Here it goes. It's gonna, I'm telling you guys, the second it gets over here into these 90-degree water temperatures, it's gonna explode. And it looks like it's gonna take the same track south as the last model run did. Let me see if it still shows it here. Yeah, so it's the same thing, showing the same thing. And then it just blew it up once it got into the Gulf. Oh, there it is, right there. 1011. There it is. We'll see what this magically decides to do on this run. This is what I like to call the happy hour run. The 18Z GFS, which updates every day at 5 p.m., is known for the most insane worst case scenario model runs. It does this all the time. So I'm very interested to see what happens. Yeah, I fixed it, Marty. I fixed them back again. I changed up. Oh, these need to hurry up. Once this finishes updating, we'll wrap up stream. I'll have another update for you guys tonight. Once these new ensembles run, I don't think the 18Z is coming in yet. Oh, 18Z is just now starting to load in. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have another live stream between 9 and 9:30 Central Time tonight. What's up, Kathy? You guys are coming into the stream. Welcome in. I appreciate you guys for coming in as always. So you guys will have full coverage going into these each next couple days here as we'll be talking about it, watching models. We'll only get more answers from here on out. So hopefully this trends with the Euro. The European would be the best case scenario. Hopefully keep it out to sea. That's a jog north. Looks like the low is trying to go this direction now. I appreciate it, Michelle. I appreciate it. I try to give y'all the best live stream potential possible without boring you guys, but it's hard to when you got a lot of stuff to look at. So, enhanced on Friday, I could see it. I could see it. It's possible. Yeah, Craig, let me know how good weatherwise is. I keep hearing really good stuff about it. It's just hard for me to move to another app to use. What's up, Dag? Good to see you as always. All right, we're jogging. We're jogging north with the low again. Not too sure on Saturday yet. Saturday looks to be potent for the Great Lakes. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. You weren't told to get out of here, Michelle. You're fine. Nobody told you to get out of here, I don't think. Did they? No, you're fine. Yeah, that was another viewer that did that because they were being a butthole. Don't worry about them. Yeah, they got taken out. Oh, it's so much fun, Dad. It's so much fun. I love it. I love it. How is North Carolina looking? We are watching for a tropical system this weekend and next weekend, potentially. Potentially is the key word. We'll see. We're watching the happy hour run of the GFS come in. We're almost 200 hours out and still nothing yet. I believe it's October 14th, Dad, I think is what I saw. Oh, no, but shifted. It's going to take the same track as the 12Z. Look at it. It's going to take the same track as the 12Z is going to go. We should start to see this thing develop here in a minute. It's what the last run did. It's going to take it back into the Gulf. It's what it's going to do with it. We'll see here. We'll see. Watching Saturday and Sunday, Justin, I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, but that could change. Just kind of keep that in mind. Oh, yeah, if a storm goes into the Gulf, it's going to rapidly intensify almost 100% of the time. The waters down there are just ridiculously warm. It'll depend on another couple of factors, but the loop current that sits off the coast of west side of Florida there will help get that thing going. Correct, Marty, correct. Yeah, I'm not buying the European or the GFS runs. I'm looking at those ensembles. Like I said, those ensembles are coming in are what I like to see. The GFS ensembles, have a variety of ranges for next week's wave. We can see this wave go as far as the Bahamas or as north as nowhere. So it's a very, very wide area on where this system's going to go next week. A lot of different things happening. So I appreciate it, Stone. Mad respect to Reed, though, too. He's awesome. So this is your designated low right here. That's your low pressure. There's not much with this yet. This is next Tuesday. So in reality, you know, if this were to develop in the GFSP, right, we could be looking at a tropical system coming towards Florida by next Tuesday. That's really not that far out. It's 7 days out, and we're talking, trying to talk confidence-wise on what this is going to do. And, you know, it's concerning. It's a little bit concerning. That's wild, Rochelle. Get out of here. Why are you in here? How the hell did you get in here? No. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? I don't like you. Just kidding. I love you. You're Rochelle's cat. Rochelle, come get your cat. Tell Rochelle to come get her cat. I don't know how she got in here. She wants you. I don't know how she got in here. She going crazy. There goes Jenny Purr. She sneaks in here all the time with Jenny Purr. They just run in together, and I never know until she's underneath my toes.
She doesn't like you.
Clearly not.
This is my cat.
That's your cat. Y'all say hi to Roro.
I'm showing my belly button. It's weird.
Huh?
My shirt was showing my belly button.
Not the belly. There's Rochelle, guys.
Yeah.
There's the Ro burger.
Oh.
Rochelle. All right, Rochelle, what do you think's gonna happen? There she goes. There she goes. It's literally so similar to the 12Z today. Watch the 12Z. Takes that tropical wave and then yanks it. It doesn't even develop it until it gets into the Gulf, and then just pulls it.
What did the other one show?
This is the new one that's coming in right now. This is a new one. This is where it's at right now. Just keeps it discombobulated. Let's switch over here to the... Nope, that's not what I wanted.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
That's right there. It's so crazy these tropical waves last so long. Anything severe today for Southeast South Dakota tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow. It's gonna blow up the second it goes in here.
Once it gets into the Gulf, yeah. Right now, it's not looking very pretty.
Dexter just doing its cubicle.
Does it?
That's Dexter.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it's got its... You see what I see?
It's pretty. It's still trying to strengthen too. It's only 50 mile per hour winds. I was telling chat, I think.
Look, right there.
Yeah, it's getting a little... That's just cloud convection though. It's not
I know,
at
but
all.
it's trying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Really not.
I was telling chat, I think we see this go up to 60 maybe tonight, and this go up to 40.
I see it.
And this goes this direction. And then we get
Yeah,
another
that's
blob.
a fish storm.
Yeah, Dexter is a fish storm.
No, I see it. 60, 70,
That'll be updated
40.
that'll be at the update at 7. It's so weird. It's like the storms flip-flop this year because we had all the storms coming out the CAG. We had them all coming out of this area, and now they're coming off the west. That little thing. This thing is just holding itself together.
You always get surprised by hurricane season every year.
Literally. It's wild, guys. It's only August. In August!
That's why it's always like an uncertainty when it comes to hurricane season. Like, no matter what you're looking at, whether you get a cone, because it's the cone of uncertainty, you ain't gonna know what it's
Watch
gonna
it.
get.
Watch it just like track. This is where it's at right now. Well, you can't see it, but look at it. Look at that thing go. Holding itself together.
It's gonna probably try to go into the Gulf.
We need to look at the height anomalies too. Where's the... Oh, I don't want that. I want the height anomaly.
Cool.
Yeah, so it splits your highs, which is gonna keep this thing lodged to the south. It splits it. Because the European had it going through.
That way, and
it's not doing it. I'm gonna see what the ensembles do tonight too.
It's gonna go to the Gulf.
The ensembles.
If that stays accurate.
The new ones are coming in right now. The models really like this becoming a tropical depression or storm this weekend. I have a landfall on Saturday night or Friday night into Saturday morning as a 111. And then it...
For which one?
The one off the East Coast this weekend.
The lemon?
Yeah, there it is now.
We have a lemon and we have an orange.
There it goes. 111, that's a tropical depression. That's next... It's crazy, too, because it's literally... That's next Tuesday, Wednesday. So we're almost in that 7-day range. Tomorrow will be 7 days from this event that close to Florida. That's why it's crazy that like we're talking, you know, it seems like it's so far out, but it's really not that far out, guys. We're within a week of this heading toward the United States potentially. It's not set in stone, but it is not. But it's something we're gonna have to watch.
Nothing's really set in stone until
Yeah.
4 days.
What's up, Anna?
4 days.
I wonder if it's just gonna rapidly intensify and then go here, or if it's gonna go here.
I want to say, but this is not me saying what's going to happen. This is just me guessing. So don't take my word on anything. But probably in the Gulf, if I had to guess. I mean, either way it could happen, but I think the Gulf is pretty likely.
Yep, that's what's going. Let's shift.
Yeah, I think it's going to go to the Gulf.
Yeah, the 12Z. Watch the 12Z again. This was impressive with the 12Z. There it is. Right there. And then just... There it goes. 947. Dude, it goes from nothing. I mean, that's... Guys, this is how... This is why the issue is you have a loop current that sits here, which helps intensify these storms. You have just insanely warm water temperatures in the Gulf right now. So these nothing burgers just turn into an explosion of just insanity. That's... By the way, guys... That's not HARP. That's not cloud seeding. That is sea surface temperatures being in the 30-degree above average category. That is what that is. That's not HARP or weather modification or any bullshit scenarios y'all think of.
And that's on science.
Yes. That is what happens during hurricane season. And every single non-meteorologist person out there that thinks or believes in conspiracy theories will drag on to that.
Pause. I say this every time, and I'll say it again. Send me proof, send me factual resources on how HARP or weather manipulation or, you know, all the conspiracy theories you got in the weather world. Send them to my DMs. Spider VE3. Send it to my DMs. I know it's not going to happen. I still have one yet to do that.
Yeah.
But the door is open for you guys to do.
It's always interesting. This one might actually hug north a little bit. I'm surprised the 18Z is not doing anything. Well, it's usually a fantasy hour run. Manager, you could always do that. I'll talk him out of it. Let him hear from somebody that does that every single day.
I would love to have an argument.
I really thought this was going to do something. It never did. Just a bunch of convection.
It's too messy.
Yeah. Ooh, 108. Here it goes. Here it goes. Y'all are about to see this thing rapidly intensify and slam into Florida. That's what it does.
Listen, I'm just waiting for the day someone actually sends me, just a link to what they believe is true. And they still have yet to do that.
107.
As soon as I say that, they run. And it's great.
Yeah, guys, I just got these lights yesterday. I just got them all set up yesterday, too, so it'll be pretty cool. Their music synced, too.
Your music synced, too.
Which is pretty cool.
Okay, let's not do that online.
But yeah. It's pretty cool.
Bada bing, bada bang.
We're just kind of waiting at this point. Yeah, the highs are pushing it north. It's almost got snow up there.
Not the snow.
It's struggling. A little bit of a different track. I wonder if it goes like this again, like the 6C did.
It's trying to hug.
Yeah, it's not going to the Gulf this time. It's going to go north.
It's trying to kind of hug on the coast.
The water temperatures are ridiculous. You see these water temperatures, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We're talking...
Warm.
Look at
like a
these.
sauna.
The loop current is just ridiculous, dude. And then even over here off this east coast.
Sauna. Go dip your tipsy toes in that.
Do you dip your tip in there? No.
Behave. That's how you get B-worded.
JetBlue holiday.
JetBlue holiday.
There it goes. Oh boy, guys, here comes the wax scenario. It's gonna spin up real quick. Ooh, that's this weekend though.
Let's see.
Here it comes. That's next Thursday, so we are in La La Land still with this. 10 days out now.
Yep.
Remember, guys, this is now over 10 days out on this model run, so it's in La La Land.
Doesn't know what it's doing.
Yeah, it doesn't know what it's doing. This is the time of the year where it stresses me out.
You know what stresses me out? You.
Thanks. Get out of here. Goodbye.
Ow.
Goodbye, Rochelle. Goodbye, Rochelle.
Do y'all want me to leave?
Say goodbye to Ro forever.
Do y'all want me to leave? That is disgusting.
Oh, it's down to 102. It's rapidly intensifying. It's down to 102.
Look, no one wants me to leave.
It said bye, Ro.
Blondie said bye. Hell to the no. God, you stink. Ew.
No, Rolo.
Look, no one wants me to leave. It's fine. Looks like I'm staying.
Not be subject to holiday.
Don't put that in my shirt.
Lizard, lizard, lizard. Whoa. That's gross.
No, leave it on. Leave it on. Alright. Look at the camera. Everyone take your pictures.
I hate you.
Screenshots.
Oh, yes. Lizard, lizard, lizard. I don't like this. That's gross.
How is it gross? It's a headband.
Oh, here it goes. All right, guys. Are we going to Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, or North Carolina, or is it gonna go and do a loop-de-loop?
Loop-de-loop and pole. Hang your shoes out. Doing good. Go over and back. Left to right. If y'all got that reference, I'm happy.
That's wild. Time to come back out. Be nice. This is gonna drop significantly in pressure. Not the Coney baby. Not the Coney baby.
Stop.
Hey, Badoo.
SpongeBob vibes, love it. Yes, you got it.
Is raw 6 or 7?
Huh?
Is 7 or 6 raw?
6, I thought.
Is it 6 or is it 7, Ro?
I thought it was 6. Is it not? I don't even realize it was 5:40 right now.
Can you get her up from her nap?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up here. Hold on a minute, y'all. Oh, you don't want to see that crap. Hold on. Whoa! There's a hurricane. That'll do it. I was waiting for it. It's coming. Down to 992 millibars. Let's go with the Fantasyland run. It's over 11 days out at this point.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued. A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
Hold on a sec, y'all. Okay, it's at 7, so we're good. Oh, it's wobbling! What is it doing? It's gonna wobble. Sounds good, Justin. I appreciate you as always, bud. I'll see you back in here later tonight. Excuse me.
A new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued.
We love the watch. Excuse me. We love the watches. Oh, that's fine, babe. That's fine. What's up, B? We're just watching the Fantasyland GFS model come in. It's down to 988 millibar Cat 1/Cat 2 hurricane. Bismarck, North Dakota will be tomorrow. You guys have severe weather tomorrow. Tornadoes, wind, and hail all possible after 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. I'll probably be on here covering that tomorrow for you guys as well. Jesus, what is it doing? I just watched this whole run come in almost. All right. How's my day going? It's going good. Just trying to figure out what's going to happen with our systems. Gotta love it. Gotta love these models putting a Cat 2, Cat 3 hurricane headed towards North Carolina. Absolutely love this. I just want to know where this model run's going to hit at, and then we're going to get off stream. I'm just curious. The models just do not know what to do with this. Jesus, 977. I hope this doesn't go to the northeast. Let me zoom back out here. There it is. Ooh, is it gonna go back out to sea? That'd be a great scenario if it just goes back out. Would that hit Maryland? Hopefully not. I don't think it will. This is, like I said, this is the model run, guys. This isn't set in stone yet. We're just watching this come in. Yeah, to say never know. Yeah, correct. So just because this model does something doesn't mean it's going to trend. We'll see more models tonight. Thank you guys also for the 10K likes. I appreciate it. Is KY good for tomorrow? Yeah, you guys are fine. Hurricanes can change paths. I mean, on a model run, it doesn't matter. But when we're actually looking at a storm happening or as it's happening, it doesn't change too often. It can change, but not too often. Oh my god. Oh, that sounds good, Meg. That sounds really good. 972. It's stronger on, not as strong as the last run was. I think I'm gonna go cook some food here in a few minutes for dinner tonight. Getting hungry. I think I'm gonna make a pizza tonight. I don't know yet. I think more Minnesota will end up with the risk on Wednesday. I could see that. I could see that, Abby. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Oh, there it goes. There it goes back north. So it looks like this is gonna go this direction probably. This is 2 Saturdays away, guys. So once again, this is over 12 days out. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. We're just looking at this for the hell of it at this point. This would be a 969 Cat 3 Hurricane almost on this run. What's up, Kendra? So the GFS is known for doing some crazy, crazy scenarios. Oh man. Nope, there it goes. It looks like it's gonna make landfall in like Pennsylvania or Maryland. Not Pennsylvania, but Maryland. Guys, once again, this is a model run over 14 days out. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Just curious to see where it was gonna take it this time. Yeah. Definitely La La Land. Thank you, Rachel, for the follow. I appreciate it. Wait for this next one. Here, there it is. Jesus. It's been a Cat 3, Cat 4 hurricane off the North Carolina coastline next Saturday. It's crazy. It's a good old fantasy run right there, that's for sure. That is a wild, wild fantasy run. I'm not doing coverage today. I'm getting ready to get off here for tonight. We'll have another update around 9:30 tonight. Jesus. Is it gonna? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Once again, guys, this is a model run. Yeah, models are never going to be 100%. That's 100% certain on that too, Marty. 100% there. What's up, Mars? What's up, Lennon? This is almost done running here, so we're gonna get off stream, guys, here in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna stay on here till 6 Central Time, and I'm gonna get off, and we'll do another update tonight. So let's see the end of this. Curious on what it's gonna do. Jesus. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's what we got for our fantasy run today. Supposedly the models are spitting out a Cat 3. GFS is spitting out a Cat 3 up in the Northeast next weekend. Probably not going to happen. That's well over 15 days out. So, I'm going to have another update for you guys later on tonight. I'm going to kind of wait until our model runs, our overnight model runs come in. So I might push the live stream back just a little bit more close to about 10 p.m. Central Time tonight if I need to. Other than that, I appreciate all the likes, all the gifts, all the follows, all the subs, all the taps. You guys are awesome as always. We'll have some new information for you guys with the new ensemble runs tonight. So, other than that, Weather Team, I appreciate you guys as always as well. And we'll see everybody back in here again in a couple of hours. Be safe, y'all.